All right, my beautiful people, this is ERGJ back here with ERGJ TV, and we are going into the propaganda machine. I spelled that wrong. We're going to be going to the propaganda machine, talking about the Germany axe attack. And so we're going to be going through this together and to draw some emphasis to see if, see if we consider this to be propaganda. Now, we always start with beginning to understand that propaganda can be used. It's legal for it to be used against American citizens, and obviously we're talking about foreign countries, but we know it's legal against foreign audiences as well. So the U.S. government has unbound the legal regulations against using propaganda against foreign audiences and American citizens. The intention is to sway public opinion by using television, radios, newspapers, social media targeting the American and foreign people, and controlled psyops, controlled psychological operations. The whole goal is to mess with our mind. This law was passed in 2012, 2013, making it legal. And so I'm going to actually be using two different sources. We're going to start with the CNN source, and then we'll move over to the Reuters source. CNN, the reason why I kind of use this is because most of America, most of the world will watch CNN. I mean, it's one of the biggest, media outlets to get information out to the masses. And so that's why I use CNN, but I'm also going to go through and look at Reuters as well. So let's begin looking at what happened in Germany. Yeah, Germany. So this is updated at 6:59 this morning, 7 a.m. this morning on July 19th. Lonzo Cook, Nadine Schmidt, and Joshua Berlinger. It's from the Berlin CNN. Our highlights that the ISIS flag found in the assailant's apartment. Whenever I hear ISIS, I immediately think of propaganda because everything is going on ISIS now. The attacker was a 70-year-old Afghan man living in Germany, and the police shot and killed the attacker. They always die. They never make it. 4 passengers in serious condition. So an axe-wielding man who attacked several people on a train in southern Germany late Monday evening had been shot dead by police. Regional police spokesman Lieutenant Fabian Hintz said. The assailant, armed with a knife and an axe, was identified as a 17-year-old Afghan man living in Aschaffenburg, Bavaria. Bavarian Interior Minister Joachim Haram said. After the initial incident, the train's emergency brakes were deployed and the attacker fled into a nearby town. All right. So this guy, I guess on the train with a knife and an axe, killed some people. I don't know how many. We'll find out as we read the story. He had several police suspects, and then he fled from the train once the emergency brakes came on, and he went into a nearby town. Police chased the attacker, and it made him very close to the river where they confronted him. The teen was aggressive and tried to attack cops with his axe before they opened fire and killed him. Okay, guys, real life Hollywood here. So Herman said that the hand-drawn flag resembling one used by ISIS was found in the attacker's room. So this guy had a room, I guess, on the train, and said that he shouted Allah Akbar during the attack. Allahu Akbar during the attack, according to the initial distress call. I guess we have to look up and see what Allahu Akbar means. That's something you can do on your own time. He acted by himself, of course. He acted by himself. Another Lone Ranger, and this is in Germany. So, guys, this stuff is happening all over the world. Don't think that it's just United States. We saw Paris, we saw Turkey, and now we're seeing Germany. A lone Ranger this time just with an axe and a knife. Let's see how many people he hurt. Through a pro-ISIS media group, said the attacker was ISIS fighter. Authorities cast doubt on that claim and is believed to be unlikely that he was working under the direct supervision of the terror group. 7-year-old was taken in 2 weeks ago by a foster family. So he's a foster child. Saying that he has some, if you hear foster child, it gives you the idea that he has some mental problems, broken home. So here's the picture that they give us. I love that they give us some maps. That's pretty cool about CNN as well. The train made emergency stop short of the station at Winsenberg. So it looks like it started here, train moving, came here, and then hit the brakes after they had some attacks and stopped there. Pretty cool. The mode is unclear. This is a big mosaic puzzle right now. We do everything to pull information together in order to assess the motivation. The teen came to Germany without his parents, according to Alexander Gross, police officer in Bavaria. The attack took place as the train was traveling between Truslingen and Würzburg. The train made an emergency stop short of the train station at Würzburg, and the assailant jumped out of the train. His mode is not yet known. Germany absorbed more than 1 million refugees last year. Some have been concerned over the presence of terror groups in the country, both potential. And then 3 Syrian men arrested last month. 4 passengers, here we go. 4 passengers were attacked in a serious condition, with the total number of wounded unclear, according to a policeman. Some 14 to 25 people were classified as in shock and treated at the scene, according to Gross. At least 4 of those injured on the train were from Hong Kong. Herman said that those 4 are mostly seriously injured. They were from a family of 5 relatives traveling together. One is currently battling life-threatening injuries. Approximately 20 to 30 people on the train, according to Gross. So at 20 to 30 people on the train, basically we're saying that a quarter of those were injured by this one man with a knife and an axe. I don't think they're saying anybody dead yet. A Dutch bank spokesman confirmed that train service between the 2 stations had resumed. So the train is back on track. We got a couple pictures here. I don't know if we can blow that up. Okay, of course, they're going to show an emergency vehicle. That's cool. Got a picture here of the train, I guess, that stopped, and we're out here. The police are out here. I'm not quite, I guess I don't know what they're doing there. Let's see if we got any other pictures. All right, that's it for the picture. So let's look at what Reuters say. So the story is we have a 17-year-old boy, the narrative, who was shot and killed after attack. 4 passengers in serious condition. 17-year-old boy had a knife and an axe. He was in a room in the train, and they were able to find some semblance of he drew a flag resembling the ISIS flag. Not quite sure what that looks like. Allahu Akbar. All right, so let's see what Reuters says, guys, so we can maybe get another depiction of this. So the Islamic flag found in his room. Again, ISIS flag found in his room. That tells us a pretty about 90% chance that this is just another part of the propaganda machine to continue to instill fear across the world. It's not just the United States, it's across the world. The goal is total world domination, guys. That's why you have central banks. That's why you have United Nations. They all planning together. They working together. Now, police found a hand-painted Islamic State flag and a text written partly in Pashto in the room of a young Afghan refugee who attacked passengers on a train in southern Germany with an axe. A state minister said on Tuesday, Bavarian Interior Minister Joachim Herrmann said it was too early to say whether the youth was a member of Islamic State or any other militant group. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack, according to Amaq news agency. We are aware of the claim of responsibility by Islamic State, but the investigation has not produced any evidence thus far that would indicate this young man was part of Islamist network. The 17-year-old severely wounded 4 Hong Kong residents. So this is interesting. They're in Germany, and he's injured 4 Hong Kong residents. We saw that twice. I mean, it's the same story, but I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to think of the link here between Hong Kong, which is Chinese, and Germany, or Afghan. One of of the people that were on this train before he hurt were Hong Kong. It's telling us something here, guys. You guys got to help me out. Now, one of who remains in a critical condition on the late train on Monday and then injured a local woman after fleeing before the police shot him dead. The attack took place days after the Tunisian delivery man plowed a truck into crowds on Bastille Day. So they're connecting. They're giving us a connection between what happened in France. This is another Islamic attack, or an Islamic attack, giving us Islam, and where he killed 84. In this particular case, it's just 4 from a 17-year-old boy with a knife and an axe. Islamic State also claimed responsibility for that incident. The case is likely to deepen worries about so-called lone wolf attacks in Europe, and could put political pressure on German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who has welcomed hundreds of thousands of migrants to Germany over the past year. A leader of the anti-immigrant alternative of Germany said Merkel and her supporters were to blame for the dangerous security situation because their welcoming policies have brought many young, uneducated, and radical Muslim men to Germany. Look at this. Here we go, guys. So here is the agenda. The attack on Muslims, once again. Attack on Muslims. There is a concerted effort to attack Muslims with all of these, especially these foreign events that are happening. It's all an attack on Muslims. Um, and and when I try to think about where Muslims are, centrally located, it seems to be the places that you see the war taking place, or you see the terrorists taking place. That's typically are areas where you have high population of Muslims. Maybe the Muslims are not wanting to give up their land. Maybe the Muslims aren't really wanting to give up their control and go into the central banking system. There is a war on Muslims in foreign territory. So that's why we continue to hear ISIS. It's all about, whenever you hear ISIS, just think war on Muslims. It always comes up. All right, so the motives, Herman said the people who knew the attacker had described him as a quiet and balanced person who went to the mosque for important holidays, but wasn't necessarily there every week. He was described as a devout Muslim, once again a Muslim, but not in any way one that was radical or fanatic. At least one witness has reported that the attacker, who had been living with the Foster family in the nearby town of Oshawa, had shouted, "Allah Akbar." There we go. Allah Akbar means God is greatest. Aluha Akbar means God is greatest. Herman told Reuters TV that a hand-painted ISIS flag was found among his belongings when police searched his home, as well as a text that included references to Islam and the need to resist. Need to resist. According to the initial translation of Afghan. Look at these. These are messages. These are messages that they're sending us, guys. Plain English, plain sight. Allahu Akbar, God is greatest. Need to resist. There's a need to resist. Resist what? What are we resisting? The Muslims need to resist something. That text was subject of interpretation and stressed that the attack was no reason to cast suspicion on other refugees or for Germans to stop living their normal lives. Some things clearly point to Islamic background, but there's no evidence at this point connecting him to other individuals or indicating whether he radicalized himself. That must all still be investigated. He started attacking his passenger with an axe and a knife around 9 p.m. local time as the train was approaching its last stop. The attacker, who came to Germany, was unaccompanied as an unaccompanied minor 2 years ago, fled into the town of Heidelberg after the emergency brake was pulled. He was pursued by a police unit and shot dead after attacking a woman and trying to assault the police officers. All right, guys. What's this down here? Oh, this is him right here. Him and the knife. That's a picture of him. Hong Kong leader Ling Chun-ying condemned the attack and said which he said injured 4 or 5 members of Hong Kong family that was on holiday in Germany. So there's something here with the Muslims, with ISIS against Hong Kong or the Chinese that happen to be on vacation or holiday in Germany. Herman said that the family had visited the medieval town of Rothenburg before the attack. So it'd be interesting to find out this family. I mean, that's like a deeper level of research. Lung's office said Hong Kong and Chinese officials were in touch with the German embassy to follow up on the case. Representatives were en route to visit the family. And of course, this story won't be in the news very long. It's overseas, so it's not even getting the attention that it deserves right now. But it is something that has happened. Unlike neighbors, France and Belgium, Germany had not been the victim of a major attack by Islamic militants in recent years, although security officials say they have thwarted a large number of plots. Germany welcomed about 1 million immigrants or migrants in 2015. So what we see here, guys, we see a lone wolf attack. We see an agenda against immigration, specifically immigration from Muslims moving into Germany. We see the agenda of the attack on Muslims with the name ISIS. That's always has something to do with an attack on Muslims. So the agenda here is all about the Muslims or the attack on Muslims, keeping them from moving into certain territories, maybe quite frankly isolating Muslims for some reason, taking Muslims out. That's what I get, from the story that we see today with the Germany axe attack. And of course, if you guys get anything from your synopsis, your intelligence, all we're looking for is truth. But I do believe this is just more propaganda to push forth the agenda. Again, not that people haven't died, but this was a staged event. We always get a lone wolf, and he always gets taken down at some point before he has injured people. But this seemed to be an attack that is going towards this family, this Hong Kong family. I don't know what they're, if they're just a regular family, if they are an important family in Hong Kong, but a very, very clear, directed, in my opinion, attack on this Hong Kong family. And then, with the response to be, more immigration laws in Germany and more of the attack on Muslims. At any rate, this is the Propaganda Machine, ERGJ. Hopefully, you guys got something from this, and you can share some of your thoughts if this story connects with you or is interesting to you. Feel free to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. If you find this stuff to be very useful, the more likes I get, the more I know that I need to continue to do some of the things that we're doing. Anyway, ERGJ TV, have a good day.